Communication. Communication is the key to human interaction. It is the necessary element that brings together all of mankind on a personal level. It is the distinguishing factor in determining the relationship status of strangers and friends. In most instances, communication is the catalyst that sparks a relationship between two people, allowing for each other to provide small increments of trust along the way. It is through conversation that friendships are built and relationships are established. Ranging from mere acquaintances to long-lasting couples, the element present in both examples is the persistent communication that allows for them to relay their feelings and thoughts with each other. However, it is in communication that relationships are broken and friendships are torn apart. But what if it isn't in the power of the words that cause damage? But it is from this moment that is present right here. It is not the moments of fighting and retaliation that are shown to cause the most damage, but it is the moments leading up to the fall where the physical body gets in the way of our social life. This unusual correlation is not usually related to the cause of broken relationships, but it's through our body language that causes miscommunication. This miscommunication is not due to not understanding the situation, but by simply missing the communication altogether. As surprising as it is, currently, the divorce rate in the United States is 50%, meaning that out of 2 marriages, 1 will probably end in a divorce. But the most shocking aspect of these statistics is that the number one given cause for divorce by women is that they cannot stand the lack of communication from their husband. This virtual epidemic of failed conversation can be blamed on many factors, but it is the body language that contributes the most. This problem is called the linguistic battle between the sexes. When studying the communication pattern found between men and women, they did not match up. The expectations women have towards their husbands of being a replacement of their friends will never correlate because that is not how men communicate. For example, when men talk to one another, whether casually or spurred by emotions, they are usually sprawled out on a chair, and both men are staring at another object in the room, and not at each other. While on the other hand, women will intentionally sit next to each other and keep constant eye contact as a means of telling the other person that they are intently listening to the conversation. But can you see where their body languages just don't match up? Women's conversational habits are as frustrating to men as men's are to women. So when a man does not look directly at a woman when she is sharing her feelings, this can be perceived as being ignored or unsupported of her thoughts and actions. Similarly, when men are talking to their wives and she is constantly staring at him during this conversation, some men will find this unnerving and slightly discouraging, and they don't want to continue their conversation. So as you can see from this distinction, there is a growing problem between couples that they are not connecting their emotions towards each other, but how they carry themselves in the conversation. But is it really as simple as ending in divorce as getting an understanding smile from a man and initiating a more relaxed conversation from a woman? In answer to this question, probably not. But does this observance of self-awareness have a possibility of lowering the divorce rates, even the slightest? Possibly. Relationships are built on trust, so if one person in the relationship is not feeling completely safe in sharing their emotions, then this will limit their connection since their bond of communication will be broken. Even with the simplest comment to the other spouse about how they want them to respond to their conversation can ultimately lead to a happy marriage. But in the end, all that matters is that a smile is exchanged in an effort to blend differences in this cross-cultural communication struggle. So fast forward through the moments of this conversation and body language to see where they eventually end up. Your face
is fire.
Scoot over that way.
And
Scoot that way.
I told you to park right here and then you said no.
That was easy too.
I'm done with you.
Okay.
What's the song? Need